Good evening and welcome to Out of This World Words. My name is Cecilia Dietrich, and I'm a science teacher at the Thurgood Marshall Middle School in Lynn, Massachusetts, that's near Boston. Some of my students are here tonight, I think. Hi. If you're here, if you're one of my students, go ahead and write in the chat and say hello. This will be an interactive program tonight. I hope you'll all be brave enough to share your ideas with me in the live chat. So whenever you see this blue thought bubble, that's your cue to respond and write something in the live chat. And my friend Bob, he'll be reading some of your responses aloud. Hi, Bob. The first thing I'd like you to think about tonight is, what do you like to look at in the sky? Go ahead and write some of your ideas, some of your thoughts, write your response in the live chat, and we'll revisit this question a little bit later this evening. Tonight, we will explore two words that describe how things move in space. Take a look at this animation. What comes to mind when you see this? Go ahead and list some words in that or ideas about this animation in the chat about like what it makes you think about. Our first movement word tonight is rotate, which means to turn on an axis. Can you see me in the little box just to the right of my slides there? Look at how I'm moving my finger in a very small circle. Try that yourself and repeat the word rotate several times. This will help your brain associate the movement with the word, and it'll help you remember it a little bit better. Some other words that are similar to rotate are rotation and spin. When you hear any of these words, they usually mean the same thing when the topic is space science. Here's a way to help you remember what rotate is about. Listen for the long A sound in rotate and day. One Earth rotation equals 1 day and night. So what rotates? Moons, planets, stars, galaxies, they all rotate on their axis. Let's revisit this question. There's still time to share your ideas in the live chat. Bob, are there any responses written in the live chat to this question?
No.
Not yet? Okay. Oh, I do see someone who likes to look at rocket ships.
Rocket ships. And a young lady that I know loved to observe the moon, slightly different every night, always beautiful.
All right, these are good things. Okay. We're getting some good responses. I do appreciate that, everyone.
The stars.
Oh, the stars. I've got to add that one to it too. All of these things have something in common. They move in space. Now let's think about this animation. Remember, I'm not asking for the definition. I'm just looking for you to make some associations. So if you have any thoughts or ideas about this animation, go ahead and write them in the chat. And this brings us to our second movement word, which is revolve. To move in a circular motion around something. Can you see how I'm moving my arm in a big circle around my hand? Try that yourself and say the word revolve while you're doing it. This is an example of revolve. Some other words that mean the same or similar to revolve are revolution and orbit. Again, they generally mean the same thing in the space science context. And here's a memory aid to help you remember this word. Remember that revolve has more letters than rotate, and it's usually associated with a longer time frame and larger movements in space than rotate. For example, one revolution of Earth around the sun is equals 1 year. And here are some examples of things that revolve. Moons revolve around their planets. Planets, asteroids, and comets all revolve around their sun. And the solar system on the whole is revolving around its central sun. So before I say good night, here's one last thing to get you thinking more about these words in space. The moon always has one face towards the Earth, and you're familiar with this face because you've been looking at it your whole life. Many people think that the moon does not rotate, but that's not true. The moon does rotate as it's revolving around Earth. Can you explain why the moon always shows the same face towards Earth? Try to model this phenomenon with two friends or family members until it makes sense to you. One of you can be the sun standing in the center, one can be the Earth rotating on its axis while revolving around the sun, and one person can be the moon, also rotating while revolving around the Earth, which is revolving around the sun. See if you can make this model work so that the Earth can always see the same face of the moon. And this is really fun to do at night with flashlights. So thank you so much for exploring these two movement words with me tonight. I really hope this has been helpful to understanding these words better because they really are very important space science words to know.
I got
Thank you.
another entry of liking to find the International Space Station.
Ooh, that's a good
That's a
one.
good way to end this.
Absolutely. All right. In fact, I'm not going to be able to put it on the slide at the moment here, but thank you. That's a great one to know about. Thanks everyone for participating. I appreciate it.